Caffeine can corrupt a person's life without them knowing it. It's as simple to go out and buy a beverage at dinner, or you can take an energy drink if you need to wake up for homework or for class or for any other needs that you need to do throughout the day. 54% of Americans consume caffeine before the age of 18 and become addicted to it. Coffee is one of the #1 caffeine holders in the United States. Most people will take a cup of coffee to go to work. They'll have it at midday, and sometimes if they work late, they'll have it at night to keep them up. Coffee is one of the worst contenders when it comes to consuming caffeine, and most people don't seem to realize how dangerous caffeine can be to the body. Caffeine is mostly used to improve mental alertness, but at the same time, when it is abused, it can hurt the body. It can cause anxiety, or even bipolar disorder if abused. Caffeine can speed up the heart rate to where it can cause someone to have a panic attack. Caffeine is also located in soda, which is consumed by the younger generation. Most kids will drink soda just to have the sugar, just to stay up to play video games or anything like that. And when kids become addicted to soda, which is what they mostly drink, the caffeine can consume their bodies and make them addicted throughout life. Caffeine is clearly located in foods, candies, some teas, and most of all coffees in the mornings. Timing matters when it comes to caffeine. A morning cup of coffee, okay, you can gradually get by with it with no problem. But if a person drinks coffee at around 10 o'clock in the morning and then consumes it again around 12 o'clock, then you're doubling your dosage. It is not healthy for the human body to consume more than 400 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. If they do, it takes around 7 to 8 hours for the body to wear off the caffeine. There's not enough time in a day if coffee is consumed at 12 o'clock. By the time you hit 8 o'clock, you're going to be tired, and then you're going to want another cup of coffee to boost you up, to go home and get everything ready for the next day. Now, there is a lot of alternatives to caffeine. One of the alternatives to caffeine is tea. There's a lot of herbal teas around that can replace that morning cup of coffee. And if that morning cup of coffee is taken away, then yes, you can consume that cup of coffee at 12 o'clock. Not only that, you can lay off the energy drinks if you do not consume coffee. Most people prefer Red Bulls or Monsters or something with that high dosage to give them that kick to jump over the edge for the next part of the day. Not only that, some people consume caffeine for the fun of it. They like the upbeat. They like to have that energy all day long just to stay happy. Some people use it for antidepressant, but little do they know, caffeine can cause depression. Caffeine can cause bipolar disorder, which leads to depression in most cases. And sometimes, if not enough caffeine is met throughout the day, if the body is used to it, it can cause headaches, it can cause migraines, it can cause sickness. It's just as bad as any other drug. If you are planning on quitting caffeine, if you plan on quitting caffeine, you must realize that you cannot just up and drop it. Caffeine must be gradually taken away from your daily habits. So say you consume 3 cups of coffee throughout the day. Replace one of the cups of coffee with a tea or hot cocoa, something that can replace the warmness in the morning just to make you think that it's coffee. Now, if that's knocked down, then you gradually come off at 12 o'clock, and then maybe your late night energy drink. You can replace energy drinks with anything from sparkling water to some energy waters which don't contain caffeine. They contain natural herbs or anything like that. There's also a different way by consuming a little bit more sugar. Not all candies contain caffeine, but there are some. Most candies contain a large amount of sugar, which can give you an energy boost also. And you can also try to go to sleep earlier. More sleep you have, the more energy you will have the next day. Not only that, if you have a good dinner and a good breakfast, you will have a lot more energy. A good dinner, you collect the carbs, that way you wake up and you'll be boosted for the next day. Caffeine is not known as a bad drug, which it's not. It's not even considered a drug, but to me, I think it is because it's addictive and it can hurt you. Anything that's addictive and can hurt you is considered a drug in my book, but I think most people should actually look into it and discuss whether it can hurt the body or not.